What is up, everybody? My name is Advance, and this is Advanced Sports Talk. So, it's now time to break down the primetime games, Thursday night, Sunday night, and Monday night. Starting, of course, with my Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus Philadelphia Eagles. So, with this game, Tampa dominated, but Philly made it competitive, if that makes any sense. It looks like Tampa came into it kind of halfway, treating it like a practice, or at least in the third quarter, that is. So, but, you know, when you go up 21-7, you know, this, you can do that. Philly's problem that I've seen in recent weeks is that they have a hard time getting started in the first half. So, yeah, like dropping passes, errant throws, a lack of a running attack, a rushing attack. Yeah, that will definitely contribute to the problems. And you know, it's bad to the point where, like, Philly fans have been yelling all the way up until last night, to the point where they have signs made, run the ball, like, but for whatever reason, they just refuse to. So, and yeah, it makes sense when you have like all these receivers, you know, that are top tier playmakers. You got Jalen Reagor finally playing where he's supposed to be playing. You got Devontae Smith, your number one first round pick. You got Jalen Hurts, high second round pick from last year. And, you know, you should be able to, you know, to connect on these throws. But, you know, unfortunately, it didn't happen like that. And they got into a position where they said, all right, well, Tampa is ranked high against the run. You know, they're ranked first at stopping the run, so we're not even going to try. But see, here's the thing. With teams, even if they got a really good run defense, you gotta work to keep their focus there. You know, so that way when you hit them over the top, they're not expecting it. You got to keep them honest. You know, that way they bring that safety up, and then you can hit them over the top. But, you know, when the team becomes one-dimensional like that, it's easy to defend. So, yeah, Tampa went up 14-7 in the first quarter, with both teams starting tight ends receiving a touchdown pass apiece. O.J. Howard, first touchdown pass all season, first big game all season, actually. And Zach Ertz from the Eagles, who's filling in for Dallas Goedert, who was out for COVID complications. So then next, Antonio Brown, that made it 14. Leonard Fournette got a rushing touchdown before the half. Leonard Fournette got a rushing touchdown in the third quarter. And then Jalen Hurts got a rushing touchdown in the late fourth quarter. And then got another rushing touchdown to make the final score 28-22. You know, so Philly came back and they almost made a game of it. You know, and finally, in the late third, fourth quarter, that's when they decided that they wanted to run the ball. And I'll be damned if they weren't successful. Now, some would argue, okay, well, at that point, Tampa's not focused on stopping the run. They know that you got to pass to get back in the game. But going back to what I said about balanced attack, you know, so. But I think once the Eagles figure that out, hopefully they did. Otherwise, you know, there'll be batteries and burned lawns in their future. You know, they'll be all right. So Buccaneers beat the Eagles 28-22. Moving on, Sunday night game, Seattle Seahawks versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. Russell Wilson is still out on IR. Russell Wilson is still out on IR for with the middle finger injury. Yeah, he tore a pretty bad muscle in that, and that bitch peeled back. Like it was ugly. Like so they tried to tape it, but it just wouldn't stay straight. So they was like, yeah, you know what? Sit your ass down. Geno Smith came in, and he, for the most part, Geno's been looking pretty good. You know, him, Alex Collins filling in for Chris Carson. You know, they've been doing their thing. Geno 23 for 32, 209 yards. Ben Roethlisberger 29 for 40 for 229 yards. They both got a touchdown apiece. Alex Collins 20 carries for 101 yards. Najee Harris 24 carries for 81 yards. Now he's starting to come into his own. You know, I said he was going to be. I made the prediction when he got drafted he was going to be the top rusher in the league. So we're going to see. But yeah, so this game actually ended up going into overtime. You know, there was several I'm just going to call them good defensive stands in the fourth quarter. First, the game was tied up 17-all. Then Ben went down, got him in field goal range. Steelers kicked the field goal. Seattle went down, got in field goal range, kicked the field goal, ended up going into overtime. But Geno, oh man, Geno up until this point was playing spectacular. He fumbled in the red zone. He fumbled on their side of the field on the 20-yard line, and from there on, it was easy money for the Steelers, because all they had to do was just kick the field goal. Last possession wins. So yeah, Steelers won 23-20. Next, this I would say was probably the most exciting game of the week. The Buffalo Bills versus the Tennessee Titans. And man, this was a high-flying game if I ever saw one. So it looked like it was going to be a defensive game in the first quarter, with the only score going to Buffalo with a field goal. But then both teams coming back, scoring 17 points apiece in the second quarter. Only in the second quarter. Oh man. But yeah, so final score ended up being Titans 34, Bills 31. And what it all ended up coming down to, it all came down to the fourth and a half a foot play, you know, or fourth and a half a yard play, I should say. They was going for it. Instead of kicking the field goal, they decided to go for it. Try to do a quarterback sneak. Of all times for Josh Allen to lose his footing, it was this time, and he fell short. And instinctively, when he fell, he tucked the ball, whereas otherwise, if he had just extended it before his knee hit the ground, he might have got that first down. They might have went on to get a touchdown and win the game, but unfortunately, that's not what happened. I'm rather conflicted, because common sense would say, all right, take the points, get them in overtime. But if your team is tired, your defense is tired, your kicker is kind of shaky, which apparently this guy was, you go for it and win the game. But I don't know. Me, I would have tried to kick the field goal. Everybody else is saying that yeah, when you do that, you're showing a lack of faith in your players, or a lack of faith in. And you equally show a lack of faith in your kicker. So, I mean, I don't know. It's either or. I guess it all depends on what level of trust a coach has with his quarterback. So, and it's not like that they were, that this was a needed win. Granted, this is a quality opponent for the Bills, but they 4-2, still sitting at the top of their division. So, they'll be all right. In any case, so Josh Allen throwing 35 for 47 for 353 yards and 3 touchdowns. Ryan Tannehill, 18 for 29 for 216. The majority of their damage was done on the ground. Got Derrick Henry, 20 carries for 143 yards and 3 touchdowns. One of those was a remarkable 76-yard run that people still don't know how the hell he got that fast. Because they like, for him to be as big as he is, it's impossible. But nonetheless, he did it. Stephon Diggs, still being Stephon Diggs, catching 9 out of 11 targets for 89 yards. AJ Brown, little Julio, catching 7 out of 9 targets for 91 yards. But yeah, Titans beat the Bills 34-31. All right, so that's this breakdown for this week's primetime games, the Thursday night, Sunday night, and Monday night breakdowns. So don't forget to drop a like if you enjoyed the content, share if you feel as others will enjoy my content, subscribe so you can get more, and tell them to subscribe so they can get more. But in any case, that's it for this breakdown. My name is Advance. I'm out.